the University of Bath against University of Bristol. Staff football varsity match 2022 is more or less underway. Bath get the game going. It's over to Matt Rustling, right back. Back to Rustling. And for a run in behind of Western. Well covered from Ringwood. Spent to a very early corner. Western's going to take. Hanging one, well headed away from the captain O'Driscoll. Good clearance from Godfrey. And Bath on the front foot here. This last meeting, University of Bath came back twice to win by 3-2. Ball delivered in. It's looking for Martinez, who's managed to get there first. Started well, Bath. Bollard dispossessed. Captain Roberts to Rustling. Chitty making a run in behind. Ringwood's there to cover. Martinez. Chitty. You play this. Chitty goes a goal and it just flashes a yard or so wide. Goalkeeper Shepherd had it covered. A bright start from University of Bath. Class as the home team in this one, managed by Matt Parsons. Jerome. Position. One searching for McCurvey. He's going to get there first, McCurvey. Keeper doesn't know whether to come or go. McCurvey and pulls it straight into the hands of stand-in stopper Jack Kitchener, who's in from the off because Tosin Babasola has been held up. Yet to turn up. Chapman. So kept in, no, it wasn't kept in from Katie Brown. And it's behind for a throw into University of Bristol. Hanging balls looking for the head of Shaw. It's too high, now play for a goal kick. Wellington tries to get a flick on, from Johnson. And Wellington is dispossessed. Shaw, charge down. Wellington's not happy, but the throw-in has gone Bristol's way. Cormac. Ringwood. Good interception from Bollard. And Chitty, he tries to turn the other side of his man, but easily covered by Jerome. Cormac. O'Driscoll. One intercepted from Bollard. Johnson to the right. Decent delivery, and it's a good opportunity. Headed wide from Eddie Shaw. He's 6 yards or so wide, couldn't quite angle his body into the correct direction. And drifts safely wide. And he shall feature in a recent 6-0 win over Burgess Salmon. Attacking threat, playing in wing-back role for Bristol. Right to Martinez. Lined up by Shaw's, managed to get the other side of his man. Ringwood's there to cover, and Martinez unable to keep it in play, and it drifts behind for a goal kick. Mexican player with a PhD in finance, been playing football his whole life. Ringwood. Driscoll. Cormac's across to cover well. Cormac eyeing up his options, goes over the top, onside. Good covering nonetheless from Chapman. Managed to rob Godfrey. A bit of trouble though is Chapman from that collision. We have a knock to the head. Journeyman centre-back, mostly applied his trade in the East Sussex and Sussex County Leagues. Throw-in is taken to Morris, just too high for him. Kept in though from Wolf. For options on the edge of the box, picked up from Cormac. Those balls intercepted from Wellington well, and Chitty's in his own half and trying to get a break going from Bath. Oh, it's a lovely crossover ball. Martinez is onto it. Wider goal. He shoots the goalkeeper's near post, and it's well covered from Shepherd. All about that ball from Chitty, who used to play his trade here. The team Bath player, but Martinez couldn't quite beat goalkeeper Shepherd. Covered it well at his near post. Corner which Western's going to take. It's a drilled one, it's good routine, didn't quite pay off. Roberts with the final effort. Company gathered though from Shepherd. Roberts plays in the Somerset County Division 3. Room here for Morris. Feed it in behind to McCurvey. Plenty of players back. Wellington there to cover. The ball forward can get Bath on the attack. Chitty again has held his line well. Former goalkeeper turned striker. So it's play for Froome. Back to Bollard. Asking a bit of Brown, and you can't keep it in play. So I play for a throw into Bristol. Bryan to Western. Did even start this opening 8 minutes. Wellington. Roberts. Rustling. Pressed sharply, too sharply for his liking. It's well intercepted from Shaw. And Wolf. Continue to go alone, Wolf. Away from Wellington. Good ball as well. It's a good move from, final ball in the end from McCurvey, who was offside. Well, one in midfield from Wolf. Easily intercepted from Morris. Looking for Wolf. Wolf's got there first. Still Wolf, good challenge over from Roberts. Stalls his progress. Wrestling is there to pick up the loose ball. And trustee at the Varsity Foundation is Matt Wrestling. Martinez, Chitty. Tried to play inside to Western. And shouts of man on for Cormac. Cool in possession. To O'Driscoll. So it's like loose control from Cormac. He's got time to redeem himself. And down the line, well collected from McCurvey. Side to Wolf. Surrounded by blue shirts. And then the challenge from Chapman comes back off the Bristol man for throwing to the hosts. Class them as the hosts in this fixture, which is a football varsity match. Wellington, misdirected header. Roberts there to collect. Less clearance, more height than distance. Wellington trying to get his body in the way, and in the end he is fouled. I think they're looking ready to change their goalkeeper already, University of Bath, Tosin Babasola, late arrival. Flick on from Chitty. Goalkeepers come a long way. They dealt with it well. Shepherd picked up from Shaw. Driving run from Shaw. It's got an overlapping run now. Of Johnson. Shaw's carried on his run well. It's a good move from Bristol. Shaw gets it across and well intercepted though from Captain Roberts. Martinez can try and get a move going for Bath. Martinez trying to skip the other side of Ringwood. Western back to Martinez, but timely challenge from Ringwood prevents him going any further. Another corner for the home team, and they're going to use this opportunity to make the change. Jack Kitchener stood in for the start. He's going to go now back to a substitute role. Rolling substitutes in this game. I'm sure want to feature in his preferred outfield later on. And coming on in his place is the usual number one in these games, Tosin Babasola, the PhD researcher in statistical applied mathematics. Also a tennis fan, so relying on good reflexes for this one. Western's going to take a corner. As the referee checks everything is in order. The referee is Valentin Pomfret, who's overseen a few games in the Western League. Wells v Radstock on Easter Monday, had yesterday off. It's a floated one. Goalkeeper does enough to get it away. Wellington's going to pick it up. He's helped back into the air from Ringwood. And from try and break now can Bristol through Wolf. Gore's got there first. Deals the situation calmly, and Wellington's turn is dispossessed by Godfrey. Toby Wellington, who's a former Varsity physiotherapist, so he knows this venue well, a Cornishman. So does a football podcast. Throw down the line for Morris. Covering once again, has driven somewhat into Bollard. Western. Cormac. Johnson. And we're all letting them down there. Ringwood's underneath it. Bankston Company, slightly hard surface here at Twerton Park this afternoon. Godfrey plays the ball in. Well read from Roberts, it had to be. It's indicating a throw-in. I thought it might have gone out for a corner, but Cormac's coming forward to take it, regardless. Plays for Rockley's Rangers. Scored the opening goal in last year's Bath Bristol football varsity match. And he's going to leave it, in fact, to Godfrey once they retrieve the football. Godfrey was on Bournemouth's books, a youngster actually. Plays in the Vets League now. Into Morris, help back in. An important touch away. Good defending actually from Rustling. To nudge it out, this time it definitely is a corner. Rustling can be seen more nowadays in the dugout coaching for the University Bucks team. the assistant manager of the side. And Godfrey's going to come forward to take this. So Eastern Mondays. With overtime for him. Decent delivery. Oh, just about bypasses everybody in the middle. Driscoll was in there, but decent delivery though from Godfrey. Gets more in like that, and could be a bit of difficulty for the team in blue. He's a deputy business development manager in sport, exercise, and health. So Babasola with his first involvement, an unconventional kick. Well, one from Godfrey. Wellington. Bollard. Lost out, and Bollard catches Cormac. And uses this opportunity to make an early change. It's McCurvey who's limping. Fortunately, his afternoon, for the time being at least, is over. Joe Pemberton, who's on, he was actually in line to start this game. He's come on for the number 16 in the 17th minute. Kick, decent effort. He's spilled, and it's the opening goal of the game. It's a mistake from the goalkeeper, and Eddie Shaw was there to pounce from close range. It was a free kick from Cormac, which was too hot to handle, and the simplest of tap-ins gives the University of Bristol the lead on 17 minutes. Couldn't miss from there. Calmly nudged it into the back of the net from a couple of yards out. Eddie Shaw will be delighted with that. Broken the deadlock. Even again on top in this game. So he notes he likes to get our shot off early. Well, he wasn't going to delay with that. It bounced straight back to him. He was never going to miss. As Bath trying to do something about it with Chitty. Good ball in behind to Western. Brown's waiting in the middle. Turn the other side of Pemberton. Gets a shot away, and it's just a good save in the end from Shepherd. It bounced up a little bit in front of him. Good play though from Western. Lecturer in the Department for Health. So had a 3-year spell as a futsal player in the National Futsal League. Looking adept at 11-a-side so far. Corner comes in with a lot of height. Now back in from Martinez. Driven out for Bristol to try and get another attack going. The pass is a bit loose. Western able to cover. Going away with O'Driscoll. Forward from his sort of central defensive position. Good block from Wolf. Probably hurt. Expensive a throw. There's nobody on this near side to collect it. Throw which Rustling will take. Wellington. And very well to keep that in play actually on this near side. Chitty's backtracking and ball just gone out of play on this near side. The throw which goal scorer Shaw will take. Ball from Ringwood to Johnson. A bit of Godfrey. Teasing Chapman. Goalkeeper's just about got enough on it. Chance still alive, in the end it's an interception from Roberts. It was a handball. And the free kick goes Bath's way on the edge of the box. So a few more scares. Jason Johnson heavily involved. Game which has finished 3-2 last 3 meetings. It's a raking shot from Driscoll rather, well gathered. Driscoll now, they're a little let off to Morris. Over the top, it's one for Godfrey, and goalkeeper's just beating him to it. Back off the corner flag for a corner on this occasion. They're looking bright, they want some revenge here. Bristol in the last game, University of Bath, come back twice though to win 3-2. In 2018 and 19 meetings, University of Bath came back from 2-0 down to win 3-2. So it's a recurring theme that University of Bristol seemed to start this game brightly. Usually played at Coombe Dingle Sports Complex, a much bigger venue, of course, at Twerton Park this afternoon. Near post one, it comes last off the goalkeeper, I think. Another corner for Cormac to whip in. Maybe aiming for that front post. It does. Oh, and it was Ringwood. It was sort of inviting for him to volley, but net full connection. Martinez can take it away. Recovering though from goal scorer short. Not so many further progress for the Mexican. Inside to Wellington. Roberts. And from Ringwood. Shaw does enough to nudge it out for a throw in the Bath. Just taking from Weston, Pollard. Driving towards the byline. Shoots. Oh, I think it might have been an intended cross actually for Brian, but it's well gathered though from Shepherd. Pollard has had a very good morning. His Sunday team Griffin have reached the final of the Secretaries' Cup, which will be played here in a couple of weeks' time. So you might catch him on camera again. Played in the first half, they were 5-0 up at odd down, ended up winning 6-1. And clearly without his influence in the second half, and got a little bit quieter. So looking to build on their 6-0 win over Burgess Salmon a couple of weeks ago. Ringwood. O'Driscoll. Pemberton. Footwear, Cormac. Godfrey. Godfrey shoots, takes a little bit of a nick off Chapman and goes behind for a corner. But pretty dangerous with these thus far. Cormac again will come across to take. Really good delivery. Goalkeeper does well to gather the crowd of bodies. Distributes well as well to Martinez. Wellington. Chitty. Threaded through. Good covering though from Johnson. And stayed in play. Johnson the good winning chase. Then clear as far as Martinez. Covering though at the expense of a throw. But lashed over in the end from Wellington, couldn't keep his shot down. with a ball changer going for the yellow. That gives the Bath side any more joy. Bit of a chase for Wolf. Calmly touched. And for a throw from Chapman. Shaw. The impossible gap to play through. Shepherd clearly onside is Wolf. Just getting well covered though from Roberts. Good from Western. Yeah, useful ball if Chitty gets there before Ringwood. He does. Slight miscontrol actually works in favour for Martinez. But Joe Pemberton there to cover. Western, really good play. Rustling. Ringwood just gets in the way to deflect that one behind. Change for Bristol on this occasion. Breed over, so I expect that Nick Wolf will be coming back on at some stage. Katie Brown's also gone off for Bath. Jack Kitchener now out midfield and outfield. And a collision, slight introduction there for Adam Trickey. The latest man on in this one. And Trickey plays for Sporting Greyhounds. Researcher for Bristol Medical School. Night tricked from Bollard on that occasion. Although from O'Driscoll, the captain. Now Trickey. Tried to square it to Godfrey rather than go for Broke. Morris. Tricky. Good header to Godfrey, but I think slightly put off. Main defence means he shanks it well wide. Abasola is reminded where to take his goal kick from referee Pomfret. In the air from Pemberton. Shaw. Pemberton. Jerome. Team managed by Robbie Fox, but John Jerome heavily involved as well in organising it. First one here at Twerton Park. Going to make it a more regular event. Come the back of the head of Rustling. Jerome again. Part of the student wellbeing service, Jerome. Pemberton. Shaw. Pemberton. Cormac. Ringwood. Patient in possession, but Jerome has played Martinez onside, which gives him room to scamper into. Tried to square, there's a chance, Chitty is denied, and in the end he's put the follow-up over. He was put off a little bit from O'Driscoll. Expensive a corner. Slightly wayward defensive line let them in then, and Darren Chitty, former team Bath man, and keep his shot down. I think it's an offside must have been given. But no real complaints. Shepherd happy to get on with the game. Pemberton. O'Driscoll. Jerome. Right, look, managed to get the better of Gore. Now they can be in here on the right-hand side with Godfrey. Squared it, but too close to the goalkeeper. He's looking for Shaw, I think, on the far side. Wellington. Managed to nutmeg, unintentionally, Pemberton. And Martinez, a bit of joy down his right-hand side. Decent delivery, well covered though from O'Driscoll. Shaw. Tricky. Somehow stayed in place. I managed to rolled along the line here. Pitch mark from Andrew Pearce this morning, doing a bit of overtime ahead of Varsity. Finished with 2 home games here after this one. Of course, we've got the Bath and District Cup finals. Just say Bollard will be featuring one of them for Griffin against Trinity. It'll be a Monday night game. Kitchener. Quite fine Chitty. Morris there to cover. Touch from Godfrey. Equally good tackle though from Roberts. But once it's gone his way for Gore to take. Placements manager in the Faculty of Humanities and Social Services. Also a qualified referee. And the referee's indicating that we're going to have a couple more changes. Jerome and Johnson coming off. And change at the back. Gareth George, one of them coming on. Dan Carey, the other. So with these Varsity games, rolling substitutions, keep up players' fitness. A bit of an inadvertent touch on the goalkeeper, to the goalkeeper. He's done well to cover actually. Babasola, Roberts, an attempted interception. Martinez, the back track, keeps it in. Wellington up in front of him. Bollard. Okay, allowing Gore to get forward. Kitchener. Mollard. It's a really nice move. Weston. Oh, he tried to go alone, tried to skip the challenge of George. Kerry does want to win it back, and that's at the other end of the field with Godfrey again, who's completely isolated. He's put the ball where he desperately wanted somebody to be catching up with him, but there was nobody there, and it just drifts behind harmlessly for a goal kick. And quick for his own good, maybe, as we're going to see another substitution. Jose Munez Martinez making way. Where Petros Ampsidis. Change for Bristol as well. The goal scorer, rather, Shaw is going to make way. And back on is Johnson, the briefest making way as goes through the goalkeeper. He's only off for a matter of minutes. Dr. Jason Johnson, nice. His full title. Won the ball back. Cormac, 2 men on him. You can hear the shout, and he had no chance really of escaping. This ball through, looking for Kitchener, but well read from goalkeeper Shepherd. All pressure off his side. It's Godfrey again with that turn of pace. He's managed to get away from the defence. Tried to play it to Tricky, it's just in front of him, and Rustling's got plenty of time to deal with the situation. And Pasidis plays it inside to Bollard. Pemberton there doing set. Johnson. Was last off the Bristol number 8. Bollard. And Pasidis. Bollard with first time ball. Not to Bollard. Oh, that's a clever one in behind to Chitty, but again well read from the goalkeeper. He was very vocal as well, Thomas Shepherd. Quick off his line to gather. Works in student services department. Had a clean sheet in his last outing actually. Needs Burgess Salmon, the 6-0 win. Chapman does well at the back. Wellington, back to Chapman, he fancies to go forward. He's clipped in doing so. Initially retired in 2016, but forced back into making a comeback. Suffered a few injuries. Came back to 11-a-side for this season, actually. It's a free kick, which Bollard's going to take. Sent a few men forward. Made from O'Driscoll against Wellington. And Pemberton. Covered from Western. Great strength from the number 11. The ball is too far for Chitty and Kitchener. He was a very pathway, but it's going to go to Bristol. Cormac. Stopped from Kitchener, just stood his grind really, more than anything. Jack Kitchener usually plays the health department's Friday league team, as well as Lansdowne on Sundays. Wellington to Kitchener. Chitty. Might look like a foul throw from Chitty, but referees let him go on with it. Ball into the middle was just too high for Pasidis. Eventually ricochets behind for a goal kick. So a couple of minutes and a half remaining. Bristol are happier to date, leading by that goal to nil, scored from Eddie Shaw on 17 minutes. Since been one of many players replaced as Tricky, nice little layoff to Godfrey. Covered from Captain Roberts, who played it against Godfrey. Oh, I thought he played against Godfrey anyway, but referee thinks differently. Johnson throws inside. It's come off worse there as Morris has gone down, which means he's going to need some treatment. Dr. Tim Morris, part of Bristol Medical School. Joint longest 11-a-side player. He's out back to his feet. Hopefully he wants to at least see out the half. Scored a couple in the recent 6-0 win over Burgess Salmon. Referee Valentin Pomfret, make sure both teams are aware of what's going on. Bristol are going to return it to goalkeeper Babasoda, sportingly. Got one glove on for the time being. Wellington got a little bit too much on it. Toby Wellington played for Cocherinos last season. He finished runners-up in Bath and District League Division 3. Also on Bath United's books. He's playing back in Cornwall. Another throw to Bristol. Toby Wellington, 28 now, midfield. He's also been a sports therapist at Accrington. Works as a placements officer in the Department of Health at the University of Bath. Awkward one over the top, which was too awkward for O'Driscoll, but in the end he's done well to play it back to goalkeeper. Ringwood. Johnson. Sun comes out at Twerton Park. Bright afternoon. Gore can only help it out into touch for a throw into Bristol. Crowd around 30 or 40, I think, made their way in. So they're hoping to make this a regular event here. We've had an annual game since 2013. It's only 2020, of course, it was missed out due to the pandemic. Every April, Chitty tries to play it behind. Johnson. Pemberton. Tricky. Carey. I don't think there'll be any further changes for the break. We've just got a couple of minutes remaining. I was saying that. Right, cue Tim Morris, who got injured a few moments ago, cannot continue. He had to make way. Coming back on is Nick Wolfe. Roberts. Wellington. Varsity couldn't bring it under control. Tricky. Comfortably stopped from rustling. Good play between Pemberton and Cormac. Wolf slips and he tries to latch onto it. Vasidis, the Greek, just about gets the better of Ringwood. And over the top from rustling. Western. Don't see too much in that. It's going to trickle through regardless of the goalkeeper. I think George did well to stand his ground. Roberts. Bollard. Loose to Western. Eyes up a shot and puts it way over the bar. Someone's got a bit of a challenge retrieving that one. Max Western played in the Somerset County Premier League. Thinks he's one of the interdepartmental Football League's all-time top goal scorer. You couldn't keep that one down. You see that very often, interception around 45 yards and goal, which resulted in a corner. I mean, stoppage time in the first half. And Cormac to take. We'll try and get it towards that near post again. Tricky one, and goalkeeper deals well with it, actually. Pemberton keeps it in against Kitchener. That's the final action of the first half. The Staff Football Varsity Match 2022, and it's University of Bristol going the happier. Eddie Shaw, the only goal on 17 minutes, comfortable tap in after goalkeeper Babasola had spilt a free kick straight into his path. So half-time here, it's University of Bath 0, University of Bristol 1. Nearly ready for the second half to get underway. As we said, this game has a recurring theme of Bristol starting well for being pegged back. So see how that carries on this afternoon. It's been enough to suggest that Bath are no way out of this one. I think Bristol have had the better openings, but Bath have had some chances as well. Darren Chitty denied by goalkeeper Tom Shepherd. Bristol now defending the Bristol end, so University of Bath will be shooting up this Twerton Park slope. Tricky. Ball's too long for the goalkeeper. Babasola said arrived late. He's just had his headshot taken at half-time before he can recommence play. Wolf. Wellington there to tidy up. George is urged he can play it out from there. Follows suit. Pemberton. Ringwood. Bounces a little bit in front of Carey. And sliced onto the popular side roof. Mo Driscoll. A few mistakes he's made so far. He's been pretty steady in that first half. Student inclusion manager. Carries on a free kick. In the sustainability department. 49 now. Joined the youth at Bristol Staff Football in October 2017. It's Cormac who's going to take this free kick. In charge of the set pieces. Like shooting from distance. It's more attempt of an assist really, but as well watching goalkeeper Babasola. Rustling. Wellington. And set play from Cormac seems to be everywhere. And Banks uncomfortably a couple of times. Gore's attempted clearance is blocked from Wolf. A little bit behind Rustling. So Roberts takes no chances. George couldn't quite keep it in play. He was behind for a Bath throw. Cover though from Tricky. Pemberton. Well robbed though from Roberts. Pemberton, younger members of this squad. Gore shows good strength, but miscommunication with he and Weston. And it goes all the way through to goalkeeper Shepherd. Cormac. And again, Cormac. No real outlet. So he has to go square to Carey. 49-year-old to Pemberton. Godfrey in behind is an opening for Pemberton. He should get there first. Curls it beautifully into the corner. That's a lovely finish from the substitute. He was in line to start this game. I'm glad that he came on as soon as he did. Really took that well. Guided it into the corner, and on 50 minutes, Joe Pemberton puts the University of Bristol 2-0 up. You'll be happy with that one. Graduate teacher in Department of Computer Science. Often used as a centre-back. I thought it from that sort of finish. He's a winner of the Maths Uni football tournament when representing Warwick before, which was hosted at the University of Bath, and he'll be hoping for a little bit of silverware this afternoon now. That gives them the 2-0 advantage, but as I said, a recurring theme, University of Bath have come back from 2-0 twice to win this game. So that might weigh on Bristol's mind a little. Goalkeeper had no chance, that one. When he had that chance and he said, where do I want to put this ball? In the far corner of his net. Gives him a little bit of breathing space. There's Gore here waiting to take the throw. It's an Everton fan. Slightly familiar blue then this afternoon. Unfortunately, tasting defeat again, like the team he supports. Godfrey to Wolf. Little layoff and Tricky couldn't finish it. Would have run it off. A nice move actually down that left-hand side. Godfrey involved, but Tricky couldn't keep his shot down. He would be kept in from Dylan Jones. Come on at the break. Johnson, he showed great footwork, he wanted a great finish. The last for the Doctor, he's put it well wide. They're looking more full of confidence now, Bristol. Tenacious central midfielder, won the Bristol District Senior Division and Bristol Premier Combination as well. He's reached the Gloucestershire County League, the highest level he's played at. Central midfield man. Toe punt of a clearance from Babasola. Well won from Weston. He's played well for Bath this afternoon. Chitty can't go for the ball, he looked offside. And they've on the back though with Weston. He's gone down the challenge of Tricky. It's a decent position there, around 25 yards from goal. Weston, he's a former futsal player, limping a little. 10-year veteran of the football scene at Bath University. There's Ampasidis, who's over the top of it. You gonna have a try? No, he's chipped it. And it's well headed away from Pemberton. Follow up from Wolf. Weston, he's done well actually to find Chapman on the left-hand side. Excellent covering though from O'Driscoll. Defense not going any further. scored to take this throw. He's refereed at Twerton Park before. To Jones. No collision in the end. Between Wolf and Chapman. Throwing again goes Bath's way. They're looking to get a way back into this game. Bounces in front of Wellington. Just doesn't have to get there. To Rustling, the assistant boss. Cormac, though. Looks to have been clipped from Kitchener, but no foul. Gore tried to find Dylan Jones down the left-hand side. So this is the first 11-a-side match he's played in since 2019. I'm hoping to make an impact after a bit of a layoff. Tricky trying to play it in behind. They could be in again here. It's Godfrey. Cuts out, oh, excellent challenge. That is from Chapman. Godfrey's got it again. Trying to play it back to Carey. Carey always miscontrolled. Often Wolf slips, comedy of errors there. They really should have finished this game off with that one move. Two great opportunities. No luck which Bath needed with Jones. Covered though from O'Driscoll. Pemberton scored the second goal, wins the ball back. Trying to keep a high line, Bath. Western rides a challenge well from Tricky. George. And can only knock it in the touch. Costing specialist in finance services team, Gareth George. On the left side of the centre-backs. 17 years he's been at the university. Covering from Ringwood. Pretty steady defensively, they haven't had too many chances. Tom played in the top youth league in South East London before relocating. Chitty there couldn't quite keep the ball in play. Also played for teams like Melksham and Chippenham elsewhere. Played for English universities and in the first round proper, the FA Cup, of course, for Team Bath. In the 2000s. A couple of people leave it to each other. Western, Chitty might get in behind it. A wrestling match. Oh, he's given a penalty. I thought the foul was on the outside of the box. Double check, maybe he has given it on the edge. Chitty's back to his feet. Yes, he has given it on the edge of the penalty area. Looked the right decision. I think there was the initial contact. There's a bit of a collision between a couple of defenders. A very promising position this, just on the edge of the penalty area. It looked like he'd point to the spot, which threw me a little bit. Might have doubt the referee in this occasion. Western is eyeing this one up. Good chances, and we wanting to get it on target. Western, oh, he's just put it over the top of the bar. Decent effort though from Max Western, lecturer in the Department for Health. Bristol End Terrace, usually packed here, crying to 1,000 plus at Twerton Park this season. More or less empty, which is why Tom Shepherd has to give chase, although he'd be happy to slow it down, I think. Joined the University of Bristol star football in August 2018. So plays for Sporting Greyhounds. It's in the Student Services Department. Moment, he's going to keep back-to-back clean sheets. Oh, good kick on him as well, actually. Gore, is it to Kitchener? Oh, tried to play him behind, but O'Driscoll did well to deal with it. Cormac. Kerry. Can't get in. Oh, Johnson's trodden on the ball. Weston tried to feed it through to Amphisidis. Still Weston. But Jones, and it's got too much on it. Gets behind for a goal kick. Dylan Jones appreciates the effort nonetheless. Told used to fancy himself as a number 10, realised he wasn't good enough and dropped back into midfield. More out in the wing. In this contest, Gimona's side trailing by 2-0. He won the previous 3, so they can produce one of their comebacks. And they're going to use this opportunity to make a couple of changes. Katie Bryan coming back on. Ever-changing role of left midfield. On the hour mark. She's on for Petros Amphisidis. And the touch by Ringwood. Intercepted from the well-placed Roberts. Weston, out to Roberts, he dispossessed. You could hear the cries of man on from here. This goalkeeper's got it under control well. Getting good covering, good understanding this defence, despite the fact they don't exactly play frequently. Wellington's going to leave the throw for Gore. Weston, Gore. Again, too long for Chitty, and goalkeeper can easily gather. Good advantage play from the referee, allows Roberts to carry on. Now Bryan. The right. Tries to find it, Roberts couldn't quite latch onto it. Katie Bryan, a PhD student in politics, originally from near Derby. Crunching challenge from Weston is opposite number 11, Tricky. She works as a freelance translator in the football industry for Serie A clubs. Should have good balance, keen dancer and ice skater. But meanwhile, it's Bristol looking to add a third with Godfrey. Oh, well taken as near post from Babasola. Needed to because Wolf was alert on the far side. Interesting one for Chitty, but a good starting position from Shepherd. Chitty acknowledges the pass. Cormac. Pemberton. George. Covering again from Weston. So he's probably been University of Bath's best player this afternoon. Driscoll's done well. He's got the other side of Gore, but final ball too long, all the way through the goalkeeper. Like welcome breeze at Twerton Park. It's a bright April afternoon. Really good footwork from Kitchener. Looking for Chitty, just too much on it, and Again, the starting position of Shepherd, important there. He reads the situation. Chapman's gone down there. Cramp, I think, more than anything. As he said, he's had a few injuries in the past. On his notes, when he could play more than 2 games without getting injured, he mostly applied his trade in the East Sussex and Sussex County Leagues. Referee is going to check these, okay. An intermittent return to 11-a-side this season. Initially retired 6 years ago. And he's going to try and bravely carry on for this one. He's had rolling subs. Welcome to bring anybody back on, but pretty decent at the heart of the defence. His management decent in midfield. Western. Rustling. He's fouled. And tricky. Receiving a few words from the referee. Tricky, part of the Bristol Medical School. Brian on the right side, but too much on it. George to take part of the organising committee for this game. Jones couldn't quite get it through. Western rides a few challenges. Comes last off him for a goal kick. And an opportunity to make a change for both teams. Bollard is getting ready to come on. Much the excitement of the crowd. Johnson has made way, originally for Bristol, incidentally. Bollard comes on for Jamie Chapman. It's Tim Morris who came back on for Bristol. I'm going to do another one now. The assistant boss is withdrawing himself, and Ampersidis is back on. He appeared to be held a little bit, Godfrey. He's going to take this free kick as well. She does. Oh, it's terrible marking. There's about 4 Bristol players that might have complained for offside. And they couldn't make the most of it. And it was Morris who can get full connection on the header. Western one for Chitty to chase. Pemberton. Wellington's across to cover. Mixer dropped into centre-back now, following Chapman's withdrawal. Now here comes the latest change. Wolf to come off again. John Jerome back on. Immediately calls for the ball. Western. Gone in more an attacking position now, John Jerome. Provided all notes for the players, which I'm very grateful for Bristol, that is, Bath as well, through Matt Parsons. Still yet to bring himself on, he might come on for a bit of a cameo. There's Martinez who came on earlier. Rather than to mention Ampasides. Gap now for Tricky to latch onto. He's got nobody waiting in the middle. Bollard marshalling him. Worked Jerome and he's pulled his shot wide. Decent effort nonetheless. Did well there, hold it up. Wellington. Gore. Chitty, I think, starting to tire now. He's had to do a lot of running. That's how much service in defeat. George. Pemberton. In the top for Morris to chase. We're edging the goalkeeper. A bit of a muddle with Wellington. Bollard. Watched by a collection of challenges. Cormac likes a shot from distance. He likes his shot from distance, but it's just over the angle of post and crossbar. Christy Cormac, same place as Rockley's Rangers. Brown might miss control. So now it's George to intercept. Deflected behind for a goal kick. And substitution as Brian comes off again. Wellington loses out. Now to Godfrey. This time it is Ampasides who's come back on. Bath got anything left in them to produce one of their stirring comebacks. Could do here with Western. But to Chitty is well blocked. It's Chazza Martinez, and again there's so many bodies in the way, and takes a safety first option and nudge it out for a corner. Right and cute. You can do with the goal back pretty sharpish. In the final 18 minutes or so, Western's going to take this corner. Wellington's forward. Too high for him. And then it's diverted away from Jones. Good covering though from Jones on Carey. That's any threat of a counter. First game for 3 years, Dylan Jones. You're hoping to see out the second half. Cormac, there's good covering from Ampasides, his goalkeeper. From Bollard. It's Griffin on Sundays. So 6-1 winners this morning. Played just the first half in. Ampasides. Ball to Chitty. Behind Kitchener. Martinez. Pick it up. He's got the better of Tricky. Picks up Chitty with a header, and it's too close to the goalkeeper, who manages to get enough to tip it over the bar. It's good play down the right-hand side. Decent ball in from Martinez. He watched it well, Chitty, but too close, and goalkeeper keeps his clean sheet intact for now. Tom Shepherd. And plays more of a threat in these last few minutes. Again, Western to take this corner. It's a driven one. Decent effort. Oh, it's blocked. It was a shot from Roberts, which Ringwood felt the full force of. Chuckling about it now. Well placed there. Big commanding centre-back. Senior student administrator. Previously scored at the Valley as well. For the Royal Borough of Greenwich team. Getting decent delivery. Oh, it's gone straight in. Not whether it's intended to, but University of Bath have managed to find a way back into this game through Bollard. His corner sails straight over the goalkeeper. With 15 minutes or so remaining, they have a lifeline. University of Bath 1, University of Bristol 2. That's a strange one. You don't see that very often, but Bollard, I knew he was aiming for that far corner from the angle he had. Also played in the Welsh Second Division for Denbigh Town. One player of the year for them as well. He's added another highlight to his footballing CV. And enjoy it more if it's the start of a comeback. Possibly another one. Kitchener loses out to Pemberton, who had given University of Bristol a 2-goal lead, which they look pretty comfortable with. They're buoyed now by that. Here's Western. Not quite find Martinez. They're spurred on now, though. Ampasidis. Well to keep hold on to the ball. Western. Kitchener. Invited to shoot. To Martinez. It's a little bit heavy, and it's gone out of play for a throw. Should make the last 15 minutes or so pretty interesting. Competitive, straight to penalties if it's level after 90. They'll have to commit men forward though, Bath, which might leave them open at the back to a swift counter. The goal scorer, Bollard. Clever ball to Gore. Chitty. Battle with Ringwood. Good strength now in Chitty. And this time he's out-muscled. Carey. 3 shirts in the way, really hunting in packs. Here's Chitty. Bollard. And he was fouled initially. Pemberton claims he didn't touch him. He might fancy a go from there, 35 yards out. Asking the goalkeeper whether he wants a wall. Pemberton. He's for Sporting Greyhounds in the Bristol Downs League. Bollard might fancy this. He does. Decent effort, well held from goalkeeper Shepherd. Jones closing in, waiting for any rebound. They've lost possession again. They've been a bit panicky, Bristol. Pegged back. Oh, I think smell blood against the Reds. Ampasidis. Quite find Chitty in there. Shepherd can take some heat out of the situation. Miss kick, really. Out. Very good touch inside though from Jerome. Carey. Oh, they've left it for one another. Western's onto it. Martinez's room on the right hand side. Gone inside to Kitchener. Excellent covering, and yeah, not the best clearance to Bollard. Driscoll clears. Chitty waiting to pounce. Goals change games, and certainly has here. University of Bath been on top since they pulled one back through that goal score on the ball now. Bollard. Decent delivery. Chitty, and it's a difficult one really. He couldn't guide his header on target. He's perhaps put off from presence in front of him. Of Ringwood. That's why he's put it wide. Made another change. George has made way. So 11 minutes remaining. I'm sure there's enough time for Bath to create more chances with Bollard. He's miskicked that one straight out for a goal kick. It's Johnson who's come back on for Bristol. .14 substitutions I added up to. This Varsity 2022 final. Bollard. One interception. Johnson's head. Clear. Jerome. Forced injury, I think it's done Bath some good actually. Bollard to Chitty, but Ringwood is there first. Martinez will see it out. Now Chitty. No real complaints. Well, the last corner caused a bit of panic. See what Jose Munez Martinez can do from the other side. 33-year-old. Diminutive midfielder. They've sent a lot of men forward. Oh, important header away again from Ringwood. It's Gore giving chase, but robbed from Godfrey. Bit of a step on the ball there. I didn't want to see this, but he's got away with it. Sliced out play from Jerome. And going up the slope, it's been to Bath's advantage this second half. Enjoyed a lot of possession as it's flicked in behind for Martinez. And he's offside on the initial header from Chitty. The feeling they're going to have at least one more chance to force a penalty shootout in this one. Johnson takes a kick, it's too high for Cormac. Behind for a throw. Club which prides itself on friendly, inclusive spirit. This game has been played in that manner. And competitive, but sporting. Decent spectacle as Driscoll, as Ringwood manages to flick it back to his goalkeeper. This is O'Driscoll now, the captain. Loose header to Cormac. Wellington, oh, he does just nothing, treads on the ball and manages to somehow play it back to Robert. Gore. Bollard. Wellington with a more short touch this time. Western, the back heel is a little bit loose. It's one from Pemberton. Riser challenge, Pemberton. There's a chance of Godfrey, and it's spilt in the end from the goalkeeper. I think he had more time than he realised, Godfrey. Nobody tested it. Good footwork from the Greek, Petros Amsidis. He really wrapped it up through Godfrey. Shot far too close to the goalkeeper. Tricky. Cormac. Tricky again. Let's say across to Godfrey, and goalkeeper as well to claim it. Roberts. Western. Oh, he's managed to find a way through. It's Kitchener. He's got there first. He's touched it into the back of the net. They've come back in this game yet again. Around 20 yards out, the goalkeeper came sprinting off his line. There's an inspired touch from Kitchener. We're all square. University of Bath 2, University of Bristol 2, with 6 minutes remaining. Goodness me, recurring theme in this game, heading 2018 and 19. University of Bath come up from 2-0 down to win 3-2. They might think there's still time for them to repeat that feat again. Well, the very worst take it to penalties. They fought so hard to get back into this game. They're trying to do something about it now with Godfrey, who's a little bit behind him. Gore's clearance isn't the best, picked up from Carey. Stooping header from Godfrey to Pemberton, who put Bristol into the driving seat and put them 2-0 up. And in the second half, both teams will be going for a winner here without doubt. Captain O'Driscoll. It's an awkward one. Godfrey's got there first. It's come last off the number 13, out for a goal kick. Godfrey with his head down plays at Eastern Mondays, currently second in the largest vets league in the country, the Bristol Corinthians League. He said he was at AFC Bournemouth as a youngster before injury stopped his development. Header from O'Driscoll. Jerome, tricky. Tricky, referee's gone back to the initial foul from Roberts, so an air kick, and he collided with the leg of the left-sided player. So an opportunity for them to send men forward again. Cormac, I think, will be over the top of it. And his left-footed deliveries. I'm going to put it somewhere near the goalkeeper. And it's deep, headed away from Western. Just 3 minutes remaining. Can either side force a winner? It's Varsity match 2022. Western gets it away. Pemberton. Ringwood. It's a useful one. Chris has got a header, and it's a good tip-over save from the backtracking goalkeeper, Babasola. Christie hung well in the air. It was a looping one. The man part of student recruitment. He couldn't quite keep it down. He scored in last year's varsity match. Didn't quite find the target there. The back of the net there even is... Godfrey's going to take the corner. Intriguing finale, this one. Bristol suddenly got back into it. Help forward, and it's help forward from Morris. Couldn't cause any difficulty. It was needed clearance from Johnson, otherwise Chitty would have been in. A loose touch and gone. That's a crunching challenge, to say the least. So the fullback got the better of. Chitty's onside from a throw, and he's gone for goal, and he's gone a couple of yards wide. But good quick thinking, though, from Darren Chitty. Trying to embarrass Shepherd. So he's a former goalkeeper himself. Played with a team Bath against Bath City on a few occasions. Team Bath really couldn't get the better of the Romans. So into the final 2 minutes of this one. Staff Football Varsity Match 2022. Twerton Park. At the moment, we're heading for penalties. Fortunately, it's gone back to an initial no, it's offside on Morris. Tim Morris thought he was in there. Dr. Tim Morris, who scored 2 in the 6-0 win over Burgess Salmon at the start of the month. He's barred with a free kick. A little away and collected from Cormac. Pemberton. They've got a good line though, Bath. High up the field. All in sync with one another. Pemberton. Stopped from Western. Western Chitty looked offside, and yeah, he's just strayed beyond the last defender. Call from the assistant on the far side. A few tired legs and time for more inspiration as Tricky gives chase, kept under control. And it's going to go behind for a corner off Ampasidis. This could be their last chance. Again, Godfrey's going to take. It's going to be an in-swinger. There's no doubt it's going to be difficult for the goalkeeper. So deeper as captain Driscoll. Don't want to get any header on it, and that's the final action of this contest. Of the 90 minutes, that is. We'll now have to go to a penalty shootout to use the winners of this one. University of Bristol. And they raced into a 2-goal lead. Goals from Eddie Shaw on 17 minutes, doubled from Joe Pemberton on 50, by the final 15 minutes. The ascendancy was with the University of Bath. Louis Bolland scoring straight from a corner on 75 minutes, and then Jack Kitchener on 85, prodding home from around 20 yards when the back line of Bristol were exposed. Right, both teams congratulating each other. It's been a decent spectacle here at Twerton Park. They'll take a bit of time out, I think. Who can hold their nerve for this penalty shootout? Well, it looked at one point that Bath were going to produce one of their famous comebacks. Managers, Matt Parsons of Bath, Robbie Fox of Bristol. As ever, this will be the best of 5. Teams in their respective huddles. I think you'll quite have the tension of the usual penalty shootout, but both teams will want to win it nonetheless. With the toss of the coin between the captains, decide who goes first. Team in the middle, Gareth Roberts of Bath, Alex O'Driscoll of Bristol. Gareth Roberts done a lot of travelling. He's played for clubs in Germany, Gibraltar and South Korea. So it looks like Bristol are going to go first. Assembled on the halfway line. No one's really willing to make the first run forward. No, it's going to be John Jerome. Go first for the University of Bristol. And in the student wellbeing service, featured in the very first competitive game for the club, which took part in 2011. So Jerome to step up first against Tosin Babasola. Jerome scores. Good firm penalty. So the goalkeeper's right. It gives Bristol the early advantage. There's a little smile to himself as well. Petros Ampasidis will go first. For Bath, who grew up in Greece, moved to the UK to do his PhD in 2018. He manages one of the University of Bath departmental teams. See what he can do from the spot. He can score from the spots. Easy, rolls it past the goalkeeper. Petros Amsterdam makes it 1-1 on penalties. It's going to be Christy Cormack next. And heavily involved in the 90 minutes. Part of student recruitment. This will be a left-footed kick. Scored from long distance in last year's varsity match. See what he can do from closer in. Oh, goalkeeper got a hand on it, but just about beating him. He gives a little thumbs up to Babasola, but he'll be delighted that he managed to find it just past him. And that puts University of Bristol 2-1 up. Doesn't have to go through that again. We might have to. They all keep scoring. Toby Wellington then, he knows this venue well. 28-year-old Cornishman, former physiotherapist at Varsity, now works at University of Bath as a platements officer, Department of Health. Wellington, it's too close to the goalkeeper who saved it. That's the first failure from the spot. Good save though from Shepherd. It was a high penalty from Wellington. And the goalkeeper read it and he backs it away. And he's going to take the next spot kick himself. Let's see, going by goalkeeper, he should strike the ball well. Oh, and again, goalkeeper's unfortunate, he's got a hand on it, but he's been sort of wrong-footed. And Tom Shepherd puts University of Bristol 3-1 up. Well, they had a 2-goal advantage in the 90 minutes. I'm hoping they cling on this time. Louis Bollard, who won the Schools FA Cup in 2007. Played a stint in Switzerland with a team whose home pitch was once declared the best place to play football in the world, overlooking Lake Geneva and accompanying French and Swiss Alps. And I got the background of Bath. Whether that puts him off. Oh, and he nearly found it as well, because he's put it miles over the bar. Louis Bollard, who got Bath back into this game when he scored direct from a corner, but he couldn't keep this one down. He'll be hoping for better luck in a final in a few weeks' time for the Griffin. So this one could win it for the University of Bristol. Aaron Godfrey steps forward. The former Bournemouth man. Can he finally see it through? He does! The best penalty of the lot as well, into the far corner. Congratulations to University of Bristol. There's a bit of hesitation between them, but they are successful from penalties, winning 4-2 from the spot. And conquerors of the Star Football Varsity Match 2022 is University of Bristol. Yes, conquerors by 4 penalties to 1 in the end. It was 2 misses from the University of Bath through Toby Wellington and Louis Bollard, and all 4 of the spot kicks of Bristol were successful through Jerome, Cormack, Shepherd and Godfrey. They kept their nerve. They were in command. We thought they were going to see it out in the 90 minutes, but Bath fought back gamely. But in the end, the dreaded spot kicks in turn 8 for Bath. And they've got a little bit of revenge at Bristol. 2-2 after 90 minutes and 4-1 on penalties. They'll be lifting the trophy very soon.
In front of this thing as well.
Congratulations, Robbie.
Thanks
Enjoy
very
that
much.
one.
That was absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed the occasion. Great to see these guys out here enjoying a lovely pitch. Great to see families and people around now enjoying the occasion as well. It's been a brilliant day.
Is it the 10th year, I understand?
I think it's